Founded in August 1587, the Roanoke Colony was located in what is now present-day North Carolina. It was one of America's first colonies, and the first English child born on American soil was delivered there. It is also the location of one of the world's most mysterious mass disappearances. Governor John White and his men shipped off to Europe from Roanoke on a supply trip. When they returned 3 years later, the Roanoke Colony was abandoned. The only clue as to what happened was an etching of the word Croatoan into a post. Many suspect that the neighboring Croatoan either massacred the settlers or the settlers assimilated with them. The Anasazi Indians arose in southern Utah around 7 centuries ago. They began living in cliff dwellings high atop canyon walls. These cliff dwellings are still there today, but the people left long ago. Researchers believe that some cataclysmic event drove them away. In the late 1200s, something threatened them. Was it nomadic raiders? Was it a terrible drought that seized the Southwest from 1276 to 1299? Was it conflict from within, violence, bloodshed, or even cannibalism? No one knows. Off the coast of Chile, 1,100 miles from the nearest island, lies Rapa Nui, which to Westerners is known as Easter Island. In 800 CE, Polynesian explorers arrived on this lush 63-square-mile paradise. They began building. When Europeans came in 1722, they discovered 400 statues, many 13 foot tall and as heavy as 14 tons. But almost no inhabitants. Easter Island was barren and empty. There are 2 prominent theories. The Polynesians committed ecocide. There were too many of them, and they caused deforestation, cutting down palm trees and even setting fires to grass, resulting in a lack of nutrient-rich soil. Another theory points to the Polynesian rat, which arrived at Easter Island via canoe, multiplying to such an extent it wiped out the seeds needed to grow vegetation. On a night in December 1900, the crew of a ship noticed when there was no light beaming from the lighthouse on Flannan Isles. An investigative crew was sent, but they didn't arrive until December 26th. The investigators found 3 lighthouse keepers, Thomas Marshall, James Ducat, and Donald Arthur, missing. Their disappearance remains unsolved, but at the time, the captain of the rescue crew sent out a telegram saying, "Poor fellows, they must have been blown over the cliffs or drowned trying to secure a crane or something like that." But no one knows exactly what happened. Mary Celeste was a cargo ship that set sail from New York City to Italy in the winter of 1872. On December 5th, it was discovered adrift and deserted 400 miles east of the Azores. The last log entry was 10 days earlier. The ship still had 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol aboard, crewmen's belongings, and a 6-month supply of food and water. Not one of the 10 people who boarded New York City were ever found. A fury of explanations materialized after the ship's mesmerizing disappearance. Its ragged sails, rigging, and puddles of water suggested to some a murderous waterspout. Others believe it was piracy or mutiny, but nothing really explains why the ship's wares were left untouched. Over the past half-century, the Bermuda Triangle has earned a reputation as a wellspring for hair-raising disappearances of ships and planes. Take, for instance, the USS Cyclops, which was en route to Baltimore from Brazil in 1918. It was a carrier ship that boasted 10,800 tons of manganese used to produce weaponry until it inexplicably disappeared somewhere north of Barbados. The 542-foot ship carried 309 crew members and passengers. It remains the single greatest loss of life in naval history not involving combat. And what is perhaps the most anticlimactic explanation conceivable, the Naval History and Heritage Command said it probably sank in an unexpected storm. Others have said it was the Germans. According to President Woodrow Wilson, only God and the sea know what happened to the great ship. Headlines in 2014 blared in repetition. What happened to Flight 370? An hour after taking off, a Malaysian airline jet vanished from air traffic radar screens. Its 12 crew members and 227 passengers went missing on March 8th, somewhere over the southern Indian Ocean. The best piece of evidence was found in July 2015. Marine debris confirmed to be a part of the wing belonging to the plane. Since then, a lot more debris has been recovered, but no bodies or answers.